This weekend in Austin, everything can change. We know McLaren's under pressure. We know Red Bull's under pressure. We know that Max is trying to make up the difference, trying to catch up to Piastri and Norris. We know all that's going on. And yet, there's still the papaya rules. There's still a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's 5 different teams that are bringing upgrades to COTA. There's so much to unpack. So, let's get into it. But before we do, hit that follow button real quick. It helps out the channel. I would do it for you if I could. So, let's get into it. First and foremost, the papaya rules. There's a lot going on with that. Lando fans are upset that Oscar fans are pointing the finger that Lando's been shown favoritism. And you know what? As a matter of fact, earlier this week, I made a video on my TikTok where I was talking about Lando's, because here in the U.S., we just got Lando's drink. And specifically here in Texas, we just got Lando's drink the other day. So when I heard my Target had it, I went to go get it, right? And I thought I made what I consider to be a funny video, because what I did was, it was a video of me tasting Lando's drink. And after I tasted it, I said, oh man, this tastes like favoritism. Or this tastes like when you give up a spot on the track to your teammate and then your team lets you get it back off your teammate. So there was a lot of comments on there. There was a lot of people that liked it. There was a lot of people that didn't like it. So papaya rules. What exactly are the papaya rules? What does it entail? I don't think any of us know. I know Piastri made a video with the social media person for McLaren at some point saying that the only rule that was in the papaya rules was don't crash into each other. But I don't know if that's been a thing. I mean, just this season, we had Lando hit Norris twice now. He hit him from the back of one race, and then just in the last race, he bumped into him as well. So if that's the papaya rules, they're not doing a good job of following the papaya rules. So you guys let me know down below. What do you guys think? Are the papaya rule a thing? Is Lando doing a bad job of being a good teammate or following the rules? Or is Oscar Piastri just over there crying? What's going on? Next on, let's talk a little bit about Red Bull. We know Max Verstappen is coming on like a raging bull. No pun intended. But, I mean, the guy's coming on with a vengeance. I think his last 4 races, he's done freaking phenomenal, either P1 or P2. The guy's doing great. Do we see him getting another pole? Do we see him, getting P1 at the end of the race? Is that what we're seeing out of it? At a bare minimum, we're going to see the biggest difference between him and Yuki, just like it was in the last race, where the number 1 team with the widest gap in between starting positions on their first and second driver was Red Bull. So we're probably going to see that again. And all the internal issues going on with Lawson's seat being up in the air, Yuki's seat being up in the air. We know Lindblad's been given a Racing Bull seat for next year. And obviously Hajar, with the season he's had, how is he not going to move up? It's only a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? So obviously we got that going on with Red Bull. Secondly, something that I think is amazing, and give me the George Russell picture right here. But something that I think that's amazing, George Russell. How does he already not have a contract signed? I mean, the guy is betting on himself, and he keeps winning. Apparently, one of the holdups is contract length, and the other holdup being media appearances. So apparently, George Russell doesn't want to do the minimum of 60 media days per calendar year for Mercedes, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because as the years have progressed, he's done less and less media. And I know he doesn't like doing media. I mean, who enjoys all that stuff other than maybe the young guns? But nobody really enjoys that stuff. So George Russell putting himself out there and not signing the long-term contract, which they were putting in, or let me rephrase that. They weren't putting the super long-term contract in front of him, but they were putting a contract in front of him this whole past week. How do you stay away from signing something like that due to media appearances? I mean, I'm not in the limelight, so I can't, I don't have the same experience as George Russell, but to me, media experiences don't seem like a deal breaker. But again, it is what it is. Now, second team that I follow, shout out to Haas, right? As you guys see them, all day. The second team that I follow. So you guys see over here, I got Red Bull, but I also follow Haas. So I'm rocking this hat. This is the COTA hat. I'm gonna be rocking it all week. So shout out to Haas, right? Haas is another team that's bringing an upgrade. Ollie did phenomenal last week. He was in the points, and for a team like Haas, who is constantly towards the latter part of the grid, that's something that's great. And I think Haas was the second team that had the biggest difference between the first and second driver, as Ocon was way in the back, and Ollie Berman, was doing decent. So, again, they're going to be supporting. They're bringing upgrades. Now, can we expect a podium out of Haas? Probably not. We're not in COTA, I don't think. But they're bringing some upgrades. They're supposed to run a better car. Now, upgrades this season for Haas haven't shown a huge improvement, but I think they have to capitalize on Ollie doing better. So I think every single race Ollie, like all the rookies, is getting just that much better. They have to capitalize on that. They just have to capitalize on it. Lastly, let's talk about Ferrari and the disappointment that they've been. This week, I saw that there was a lot of talk about Charles Leclerc and his future and this and that. How do you guys not think that Leclerc and Ferrari both know about these conversations, these rumors? They both know about what's going on. So having said that, Ferrari's on the burner. They got to start doing something for Leclerc. I mean, Hamilton, whatever. I mean, the guy's a 7-time world champ. You know, they knew what they were getting with him. It's nothing new. But for Leclerc, though, he's in his prime, and you have to hold on to a driver of that caliber. But in order for them to do that, they got to put out a car that's capable of winning and competing. And they have to have a good race strategy. Two things that they haven't provided to Leclerc so far yet this season. So I really do think that they're gonna put their brains together and try to put out a really, really good race strategy for Leclerc. On top of that, they're also bringing upgrades. And hopefully Ferrari puts out a car that is capable of, giving the fans what they want. The fans haven't seen a good competitive car all season. I think Leclerc really needs it if they want to hold on to him. So they're probably going to put that out. So that being said, we talked about the major talking points, but let me give you guys the predictions before we get out of here. I'm going to do the podium predictions. Again, if you guys made it this far in the video, hit the like button real quick. Hit the follow button real quick. It helps out the channel immensely. I appreciate you guys. So here's a podium. Here's the podium predictions that I think. And again, not anything major. I think we all know that McLaren is driving freaking rockets. So I expect at least one McLaren in the podium. I expect Max to win yet another race. He usually does good here. Let's see him do even better and get a win. And lastly, I think we're in for a little bit of a surprise podium. I think we're in for a surprise. Give me Charles Leclerc at the 3 spot. Give me Charles Leclerc at 3. He's gonna surprise everybody. He's gonna get a podium here. He's gonna have a much more capable car and kind of put a little bit of a down on those rumors and kind of go from there. So you guys let me know what you think down below. Give me your predictions for the podium. And we'll go from there. All right. See you guys.